Ladies and gentlemen, you have gathered here seeking guidance and answers. For you know we are no ordinary doctors, but masters of medicine and curators of cure-alls.
We're genuine healers, not wheelers or dealers.
Too often are the problems of you, the patient, missed. Too often are your aches disregarded and the little things overlooked. But we don't just look you over, we diagnose. We assess what's wrong and prescribe what's best. And we've honed our abilities to pinpoint what ails you. It's science, but you'll swear it's magic. Wouldn't you agree, Dr. Tomb?
Why, yes, Dr. Womb. Why, I'll give my first diagnosis right now. You're all suffering from a serious case of skepticism. Oh, not to worry, folks. We see it all the time. But a few moments with us, and all your skepticism melts away. Why, our astonishing ability to diagnose what ails you will change your mind faster than a pregnant woman's mood.
Speaking of women, our specialty is the female body, you see.
And it's the female body that's the source of all your troubles. We guarantee it. But we have the remedies.
Yes, folks, it's true. That plague of not just women, not just homes, but the entire nation is the female body. But we can offer you, at hardly any cost, treatments and cures to rid yourselves and your communities of the havoc a female body causes.
But Dr. Womb?
Yes, Dr. Tomb.
You know what they're all thinking?
What's that, Dr. Tomb?
Why, that we're women, of course. And as women, we have female bodies.
Oh, I see, Dr. Tomb. Yes, folks, it's true. We are women. But, although, as Thomas Edison once observed, direct thought is not an attribute of femininity, we have been schooled in all the masters of male medicine.
Ah, yes, from Hippocrates to Pliny to Galen to that esteemed OBGYN, Dr. Ronald Paul, we have slaved over their texts. You didn't know that, did you? And mastered their techniques. Why, we are classically trained, certified doctors with certified degrees. Why, we give each other the same daily treatments we present to you today in order to strip away our base instincts and our feminine weaknesses. Why, just last week, where were we, Dr. Mooney?
Gary, Indiana.
Ah, yes. There was a woman there with her 3 children, none of whom could speak. But with one quick treatment of their mother's body on our stage, they began not only to speak, but to recite Newt Gingrich's contract with America.
And if they were here today, they would recite an ode to our obvious greatness. Soon you will too, you'll see. You, madam, won't you join us up on stage?
Oh, me? But I'm shy in front of people.
Oh, not to worry, we're all friends here. Come along. Now then, dear, have we met?
No.
Are you sure you've never seen our tour of medical marvelousness before?
Not ever.
Oh, well then, what brings you here today? What seems to be ailing you?
I heard that Dr. Womb and Dr. Tomb are the greatest healers in the country. That they cure people just by looking at them. That people stand in line for weeks just to get their cures. And you see, I get these terrible headaches. No one can help me at all.
How terrible. Let's take a look.
Just as I suspected. Wouldn't you agree, Dr. Womb?
Oh, what?
Yes, just as I suspected. My dear, do you happen to be a scholar of some sort?
Well, I have taken a few classes.
Just as I feared, when a woman educates herself, it usually means there's something wrong with her cockpit. Wouldn't you agree, Dr. Tim?
Why, yes, Dr. Woom.
A lesson to us all. This woman should have sought out doctors. Instead, she educated herself, and her uterus has paid the price. Not to worry, my dear, we can undo the damage you've done. Now, folks, what you're about to hear may shock you, but try not to faint. We're saving this poor girl.
Oh, please help me, please.
Oh, calm down, my dear. Your condition is serious, but nothing new. Why, it's as old as Sophocles, first diagnosed by Hippocrates.
Ladies and gentlemen, this woman's uterus is wandering freely throughout her body. A wandering uterus can cause infertility, hysteria, and even death.
Not to worry, dear. From the Greeks come the diagnosis, but also the cure. Why, your uterus is in your head. I could see it from looking in your mouth. Now then, we just need to push it back down. Stand very still.
Let's take a look. All gone.
Now to keep it from climbing back up. Dr. Woom.
Now then, dear, how do you feel?
Wonderful. No headaches. Oh, thank you so.
Oh, it was our pleasure. Our lives are in the service of others. For only a tiny service it will
But
be.
for you, my dear, for being so brave, your treatment is gratis. Let's give this brave girl whose life we've saved a round of applause.
Amazing doctors I've ever met. Whatever you're selling, I know that I'm buying 10.
An unprompted testimonial, Dr. Woom.
Strangers always offer the kindest praise, Dr. Toom. But one patient is only one example of our abilities, however great they are. Perhaps another.
Ladies and gentlemen, who among you sneezes from time to time? Show of hands. Show of hands. And who among you has had a fever? Ever? Hands? You there, sir, come right up.
Come up, sir, come up here. Right here. My, you're pale and thin. You must have one of those liberated wives who couldn't tell a pantry from a voting booth. Sir, I'm about to put my hand on your forehead. Corton fever, I'm afraid. Illness that comes on every 70 hours or so.
Not to worry, dear. We can control it. The mint helps draw the cool air in and lets the heat out. It's not a cure, I'm afraid.
Dr. Toom, Pliny the Elder, in his wisdom, offers a cure which I'm prescribing. Now, sir, you must listen carefully and follow these instructions to the letter. You must have sexual intercourse with a woman, but only if she's just started menstruating. The physician Isatitis swore to it.
But, sir, be warned. The Pliny the Elder tells us that sex with a menstruating woman during an eclipse of the moon or the sun is fatal to any man.
That's right, folks. Sex with a woman, either a cure or a killer. Oh, not to worry, sir. Eclipses are so rare. What are the chances? Here. Take the mint pills free of charge. We are generous of mind and spirits today, my friends.
Why, that's 2 problems and 2 cures. 2 free cures, I might add. Oh, folks, it's true what they say about us. We are medical marvels.
We can't help but help people. But perhaps one more example of our life-saving skills to prove the point. Ladies, who among you has ever had lower back pain? Raise your hand, lower back pain. You, madam, won't you come up to the stage?
Yeah.
Now, my dear, just take center stage and face the audience. Now, please just do whatever Dr. Toom does. Problem solved. Because you are a woman, as Hippocrates explains, your flesh is sponge-like and weak. Too much blood pooling and heating up the body.
Oh, yes. Well, men's bodies are never overfilled with blood. That's because they work harder than women, which is why they deserve to get paid 20% more on the dollar.
20%. I say, make it 50. Or even 100%. After all, money is more important to a man.
This isn't our opinions, folks. This is science.
Why, we are purveyors of facts and purveyors of answers. My dear, you have too much blood pooling in your back, hence the pain. Now, do you see Dr. Toom in pain from lower back blood? No.
And you, Dr. Wu, how's your back?
Why, just fine. After all, I use Dr. Woom and Dr. Toom's soothing blood-moving balm every morning and every night. Keeps the blood flowing.
And I use it every afternoon to make sure I don't overheat and do something crazy like state my opinion. The cooler I am, the quieter I am. Dr. Woom and Dr. Toom's soothing blood-moving balm. It's bloody fantastic.
Here, my dear, a small personal sample of Dr. Woom and Dr. Toom's soothing blood-moving balm for your own use. No, 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 we couldn't take a penny.
A penny couldn't hurt.
We are here to heal and not to steal.
Well, folks, the more you use our cures, the more money you'll save. But Dr. Woom and Dr. Toom's soothing blood-moving balm isn't the only ointment we have to ease your pain.
Yes, our unctuous ointment cure-alls have been the destroyers of feminine disease since almost the dawn of time.
Why, we have an ointment for every ailment, but our leading lubricious remedy is designed to treat that unfortunate and most dangerous of feminine ailments,
The closed and hardened uterus.
Oh, as apostles of that grand master of medicine, Hippocrates, we know that an affliction of a lady's part affect the entire lady, head to toe.
As healers of the highest order, we know that a closed uterus leads to a hard uterus.
I know. You hear hard, you think strength, power, virility. But only the male member can withstand the rigors of such a turgid state, while the female body benefits from hardness only when it is thrust inside her. Well, a closed and hardened uterus can lead to a host of unforeseen medical maladies.
Well, not exactly unforeseen to the terrifically trained medical minds of Dr. Woom and Dr. Toom, but certainly unforeseen and unpleasant to the patient.
So true, Dr. Woom. Why, we were in Evanston just last week. We treated a woman there. Her uterus was closed, tighter than the knees of a minister's daughter. And her uterus had grown so hard, it was harder than getting a bill through Congress.
Why, when we saw her, she was so riddled with disease. She was only 25, but had the body of a 90-year-old. But our soothing salves were her salvation.
And they can be yours for a pittance. A donation, really, to cover the cost of our expertise and materials. Why, I assure you, you'll find our final bill a small price to pay for our miraculous medical ministrations.
Yes. But there's no need to haggle over our shockingly low prices before we've shown the miraculous effect our wares have on the female form.
So true, Dr. Woom. Why, our creamy curative compound well themselves. Dr. Womb now brings forth a uterus for your contemplation and close examination.
Yes, here is the offending organ itself. Note its shape and form. Its pink exterior belies its killer nature. Note the mouth of this aggressive aspect of the female anatomy. Disease within this foul funnel can lead women to govern themselves and their husbands, which is a deviation from the primitive and established order of nature. It is to this determinant of deviation which we must apply our medical efforts.
We treat the closed and hardened uterus in 2 simple steps. The first step towards setting your uterus on a path to health is fumigation.
Fumigating the orifice forces it open, allowing it to be more susceptible to our soothing salves and to the will of the man to which it rightfully belongs.
Our fundamentals of fumigation packages have everything you'll need to fumigate your own uterus or the uterus of a loved one.
As a doctor and a woman, my personal favorite is the Casey and Rake's Christmas Cleanse. It's made of frankincense and myrrh, combined with lamb fat.
Now we know there is at least one among you who is suffering the ill effects of a closed and hardened uterus. Perhaps it has closed to a dangerous degree. Me? You unfortunate soul, I can see you're suffering from here. Come to the stage so Dr. Toom and I can show you the proper way to fumigate and salve your sickly uterus. Oh, yes, my dear. Why, your suffering is as easy to spot as a virgin in a whorehouse. Now then, dear, have we met?
No. Not ever. I have been, feeling kind of poorly lately, and,
You haven't had your menses.
Oh, right. I almost forgot. I haven't seen my monthly visitor in, I can't even count the months.
Have you any reason to believe you might be pregnant?
No.
Well, we have to ask. You never know with educated college-age women these days. Why, they are just a bunch of sexed-up sluts.
Those ladies spend more time on their backs than with their books.
Yes, campuses are full of ass-peddling super skanks who can't keep their snatches shut. We don't want to ask these good people here to pay for your access to contraception now, do we?
No.
No, Dr. Womb. My examination confirms this is most definitely a case of a closed and hardened uterus. Feel free to second my initial diagnosis.
Oh, my dear, I don't know how you've lasted so long with such a brick of a uterus in your belly. Not to worry, after a few days of our popular preparations, that uterus of yours will be as open as a church collection plate and as soft as your delicate womanly conviction.
Now, for a case as complicated as yours, I'm recommending our most potent fumigation, made of a little pounded myrtle, leaves, a little bit of pulp of squill, and of course the excrement of a male ass. Now that part is very important. It must be the excrement of a male ass.
Got it. A male's ass.
I have here a personal fumigation apparatus. Covering the patient from head to toe allows for maximum potency, and our patented smoke chamber targets the treatment for the strongest, most pungent effect.
Now then, dear, stand very still, and in a few moments you'll feel 100% better.
While we wait, Dr. Toom and I have perfected some body humor. Here, folks. Body humor.
Say, Dr. Womb, what do you call a female politician?
An oxymoron.
No, a moron!
So, Dr. Toom, what's the difference between Santa Claus and a beautiful, liberated woman?
Santa Claus is real. How are women and tornadoes alike, Dr. Womb?
Well, they both moan like hell when they come, and they take the house when they go. Dr. Toom, why do women have smaller smaller feet than men.
So they can get closer to the kitchen sink. Say, Dr. Wu, how do you know when a woman's about to say something smart?
When she begins her sentence with, "A man once told me." Dr. Toom, did you hear scientists have discovered a food that reduces a woman's sex drive by 90%?
Sure have. It's called a wedding cake. Say, Dr. Wu, why should you never trust a woman?
Folks, you should never trust anything that bleeds for a week and doesn't die.
Once you've properly fumigated, it's time to apply one of our unctuous ointments to soften the uterus. Now remember, folks, a soft uterus is a happy uterus, and a happy uterus stays put.
Yes, the goal of all our treatment is to keep the uterus in its proper place, eager and able to receive the male seed.
Ah, yes. Now on to the application of the ointment. I believe in your case our cyplium smear will do the trick.
In most cases, this is caused by a lack of lubrication, usually brought on by a failure or inability to have sex with a man. Now, sometimes this is caused by a lack of desire, but in your case, my dear, it appears as though you simply aren't trying hard enough.
Regardless, in your case, the cyplium smear is what I'm recommending. Now then, here you go, you'll need that glove. You'll just gather a generous amount onto your hands like this.
Like this?
Perfect. Now then, apply to the mouth of the uterus. You really want it to get in there. Now, apply generously. Remember, folks, a soft uterus is a happy uterus, and a happy uterus
Stays put.
right. Now, really work it into all the crevices of the cervix. You want it to get the full impact of the ointment.
Like this? Oh, Dr. Toom, this ointment smells amazing. What's in it?
Well, only the finest ingredients to alleviate the agitated anatomy. This particular formulation is from the Greeks, and it includes, some cyplium juice, fig's juice, goat's juice, and of course a pinch of red arsenic.
Arsenic?
Yes, red arsenic. Why, nothing cures what ails a woman, or her husband, like a generous pinch of arsenic.
Dr. Woom and Dr. Toom, cyplium smear. It softens and soothes your uterus. And remember, folks, a soft uterus is a happy uterus, and a happy uterus
Stays put.
All
Oh,
right.
thank you, Dr. Woom and Dr. Toom. I'll take one Fundamentals of Fumigation package and 3 tins of Dr. Woom and Dr. Toom's cyplium smear.
Excellent choice, my dear. Why, that uterus of yours will be open, soft, and happy as a bearded clam in no time at all.
Say then, are you insured?
No,
Well, then that'll be just $300.
$300 to ensure my uterus stays put? Why, that's a steal at any price.
You heard it here first, folks. Our medical marvels are a steal at any price. But the marvels don't end with ointments and salts. No, we have a host of other treatments to present to you today.
Yes, folks, we're here to offer you medications for all your most malicious maladies, to provide you with the best possible care, to rid the nation of all the trouble uteruses have caused, like prohibition and suffrage and working outside the home. And really, can you put a price on that? Our patriotism and oath to heal.
Of course you can. But it's a small price to pay for doing your part as a proud citizen. And besides, Dr. Woom and I do all the dirty work, don't we, Dr. Woom?
Oh, it's dirty work, all right, but someone's got to do it. Why, I would do it for free. We love it, don't we, Dr. Toom?
Of course we love it, Dr. Woom.
We see the unhappiness brought by feminism amongst good folks like all of you here, and well, we just can't sit by and do nothing. We must do our part to help all of you good folks out, and the best, most surefire way of helping you out is giving you a happy home.
And if men throughout history have taught us anything, It's that wives are key to making a house not just a home, but a happy home.
Some people say a happy spouse equals a happy house. Not true. We say happy wives equal happy lives. But we know what the men out there are thinking.
Keeping women happy?
Impossible! It just so happens we have in our possession the knowledge to transform marriage.
I mean, what would you pay for something so special that only a handful of Americans have ever seen it? $5,000? $2,000? Well, for half of that, folks, for only $1,000, you can possess that rare wonder that has the ability to transform not just your home, but the nation.
Dr. Toom, these are all good, hard-working folk. $1,000 seems awfully steep.
Well, Dr. Woom, it would be a bargain at $900.
Dr. Toom, look out into the audience and then look into your heart.
Well, for $700.
Well, folks, for only $500.
Fine. For only $500, you can possess a cure so amazing that countries in Europe like France, Italy, have banned it entirely.
One treatment with this cure revolutionizes married life from one of constant strife to one of perpetual bliss. And happy marriages mean a happy nation.
Oh, it sounds crazy, but it's true. Gentlemen, don't you dread going home to your wives? Ladies, aren't you constantly asking yourself, why can't I be better to my husband? Well, not to worry. We can fix it. Why, Dr. Woom's been through this treatment herself, and she's been the perfect wife 5 times over.
May they all rest in peace. Yes, folks, here I stand a testament to this amazing treatment. All of my husbands, if they could be here today, would tell you that it wasn't just my insides, my soft and supple uterus that appealed to them, but what was on the outside, that my dusting was divine and my deference endearing. True story, folks. Early in my first marriage, I took a psychological exam that ranked me as a very poor wife. Well, that was just the wake-up call I needed. But with Dr. Toom's help, that same test now uses me as its baseline for a superior spouse. Why, when my husband comes home, I simply ask, slippers, newspaper, beer, which would you like first, dear?
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to witness the awesome power of the Cure-All Cure.
The Cure-All Cure, a one-stop, tip-top treatment for wives to permanently create a happy home.
Gentlemen, answer true. Does your, no judgment here, does your wife nag you?
Spend all day gossiping instead of taking care of you.
Does she cry a lot because of her emotions?
Does she hate your hobbies and make you hold her purse?
Does she care more about beefing up her brains than slimming her sides?
Does she spend your money on frivolous things like dresses and hats and mammograms?
Does her cooking taste like dishwater and her dishwashing leave much to be desired?
Does she have sex when you want?
Or when she wants?
Which is rare to never. Ladies, be honest. Who among you is just like that? You, madam, don't you want to be cured? Come up to the stage.
Now then, dear, have we met?
So, you say you're a bad wife.
Oh, yes, I nag and cry and set emotional traps and lose things.
Oh, shh. We can fix it. Let's just get her in a position.
Ladies and gentlemen, too. For the crying. For the cleaning. And for the cooking.
Now then, all of this is great. But what really matters is what's cooking in the bedroom. Ladies, you must submit yourself to your husband's physical desires. Soak up all that baby gravy.
Yes. A healthy sex life is the life of marriage.
And without sex, no babies.
And no babies means no future generations.
And no future generations means no future for our country.
Wives, don't you like our country? Yes. Well, we don't believe you.
No. From what we've seen in our line of work, too many of you out there are ignoring the dangers of contraception in this country. Why, as our future President Rick Santorum so rightly observed, society is based on the future of society. And that's what? Children.
So, the final step in the cure-all cure is curing that biggest marital hang-up of all. To get women to stop bitching and start banging already.
Oh, yes. All our other cures are pointless without this one. Stop a frigid wife's naysaying and turn it into bed laying.
This treatment transforms the cold shoulder into hot lips. Why, she won't just say yes, please. She'll go down on her knees.
Oh, your wife's once frosty box will become a hot spot. Why, this final treatment is the be-all, end-all in curing that all too common marital problem. I have a headache, not tonight. I had a long day, maybe tomorrow. I just got to get up early. I just had a baby. I'm about to start my period. I'm on my period. I just finished my period. The kids can hear problem. You husbands have had to suffer through for so long.
Yes, folks, it's time to warm her up permanently.
Oh my God.
Dr. Toom, could you join me here for a moment?
Why, yes. Of course. Folks, looks like we have to do a little prep work here first. After all, your husband can't land the plane if he can't find the landing strip.
Let me tell you, this book could be declared a national forest.
Dr. Woom and I tell every woman we meet that if her down there hair is all torn up, she'll never keep a man. So you have to fix yourself up. Not to worry, we can help, and as quick as we can be.
Dr. Toom and I have composed a love song. And we're going to put the lyrics up here, so on the last verse, sing along.
All right, now it's to the tune of Oh My Darling Clementine. You ready?
Oh my God.
There was a woman from Massachusetts, and Leslie was her name. She gave her money to public TV. Now you know who is to blame.
She gave her children contraception and sprayed the birds and bees. They all turned into raging liberals, saved the whales and hugged the trees.
In the lobby of a woman's clinic, fighting for the right to choose, Leslie helped the cause of women, even though they're sluts and shrews. Family values, the virtues liberals dread. You are lost and gone forever. Feminism killed you dead. Now, back to the cure-all cure. A brief moment of discomfort for a lifetime of pleasure. I'm sure you're all familiar with Hippocrates' tenet that extreme remedies are very appropriate for extreme diseases. And what could be more extreme than a cold "see you next Tuesday"? now we'll just, nothing warms her form quite like some fiery spirits. Now, don't try this at home. Remember, we're professional doctors.
Ready, Dr. Toom?
Ready, Dr. Woom? Now then, she just needs to soak this up a little bit, so Push her out of the way.
Now, some of the men out there may have counted yourselves lucky enough to be saddled with a wife. But now that you've seen the cure-all cure, you know the perfect wife is possible.
For a small fee!
Yes! Nothing is free, but some things are priceless. And not to fret, good sirs in the audience, if you're not married yet. Why, when we're done, women will be begging you for the chance to submit to your absolute authority.
Oh, good sirs in the audience. Well, Dr. Woom and I feel very proud of our near divinity as doctors. We feel obliged to note that you alone hold the key to optimal uterine health.
And what a key it is.
Oh, why, our pound of cure can ease her suffering, but your pleasure is the ounce of prevention that could put us out of business.
Why, between your legs lies the answer to all our ailments.
All the nagging, the back-talking, the wanting to get a job and wear pants in public.
We've already introduced you to that all-important precept that a uterus must maintain its moisture in order to retain its health.
Ah, yes, but missing from that discussion was this factual fact. The most optimal means to maintain a woman's uterine moisture is through frequent and prolonged coitus.
Otherwise known as sexual intercourse. Or making love. Knocking boots. Doing the horizontal mambo. Doing the nasty. Parting the pink sea. Polishing the pole. Parking the beef bus into tuna tan.
Dr. Bloom and I have developed a line of equipment to oil the anatomy. God, in his infinite wisdom, has equipped you men for the panacea for all the ailments of the weaker sex, making the male ejaculate one of our most prescribed treatments.
It's truly amazing spooge.
So, for this simulation, we will require 3 volunteers. Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes.
You too?
Now we just need 3 strapping young lads to show the rest of the audience the proper way to maintain a woman's health and put her in her proper place. As that pillar of masculinity Napoleon Bonaparte so wisely observed, children are nothing but machines for making children. At least they should be.
So, step right up, step right up, step right up. Oh, we need one more. Oh!
Thank you. Give them a round.
Yeah.
Here. Yes. Now then. Who do we have here? What's your name, sir? Dave, the Womb Raider. And you, sir, what's your name?
Tony.
Tony, the vanquisher of vagina. And you, sir, what's your name?
Brandon, the master of the muff.
Dr. Moo.
Yes. Now.
One moment.
This sturdy stout guy should surely do the trick.
Oh, don't be intimidated. This one's got enough to wet her whistle.
My, what big hands you have. Able to soak us. I mean, idiot.
You know the saying, if you soak mine, I'll stroke yours. Oh, assembled guests. We have gathered here 3 brawny bucks capable of curing even the most infirm of feminine interiors. Can we give them a round of applause?
We're not done yet. We need a female volunteer to assist in this demonstration. Ladies, who among you feels overly parched? you up to get the soaking you deserve.
Why, gentlemen! Yes! Now then, gentlemen, your most important task is to keep her in a near constant state of human moisture. So go ahead, fill her up, yeah? I'm gonna have to tip it up. All right. Now, oh, I hope I have enough. I do love this part of my job. Oh, yeah. Ooh. No, don't be shy. I'll do that all night. Okay, that might be. Now tip her up. Ooh. All right. That's a bit Now then, gentlemen, behind you, Dr. Wu has the means to practice this miracle of masculine moisturizers.
Gentlemen, turn around. Take a step back. On our mark, you will let loose a stream of simulated semen. Why, even the puniest punts among you can master the curative art of this course of treatment.
After all, you've likely been practicing on your own for years. Are you ready?
All right, gentlemen, steady your guns and prime your pumps. Ready, set, spread your seed. It didn't take quite as long as I thought. Just join me over here. Line, please.
Yes, now, we will just measure this scientifically.
Congratulations!
Vanquisher of vaginas! Tony, vanquisher of vaginas! Your efforts have been most efficacious. Why, that was the most easy, emergency, enjoyable, forcible, legitimate soaking we've ever seen.
Agreed, Dr. Two. Please accept this practice uterus for you to take home. For all your efforts. Now you can practice at home.
One for you too. Isn't she beautiful? Now keep her that way. Gentlemen in the audience, you can purchase Dr. Womb and Dr. Tomb's practice womb for only $5.
And practice you should, because it holds true for all of you that your erotic elixir of ejaculate essentially eliminates most of the malicious and pernicious ailments associated with the uterus.
Oh yes, the frigidity, infertility, the refusal to give blowjobs.
Why, your semen is key to keeping her and her wanton wandering uterus in place. And nothing keeps her in her place quite like producing your prodigious progeny.
Keeping her constantly pregnant is the key to maintaining her health and ensuring her utter dependency. After all, your unwanted and untimely offspring are sure to keep her firmly ensconced in her current station and situation, which is just where she belongs.
So, good sirs in the audience, go home tonight and wet your wife's uterus with the liniment of love.
Yes, have sex. It creates life and saves lives. You, your wife, your home, and the nation can all be saved with just a little more TLC. Tender love and coitus. What more proof do you need than what you have seen here tonight?
Why, all we have to do is examine our lovely lady volunteer for the final confirmation that our cures can and will transform womankind.
Behold, we have created a new woman!
Doesn't she look amazing?
But here's the real test, my dear. How do you feel?
Wonderful.
How wonderful you feel. Wonderful. What What would you like to tell the good people here about your experiences?
Nothing. I have no real desire to talk about anything. I would like to go home and cook and clean and be married and have children, and that is it. Thank you.
Well, Dr. Woom?
Yes, Dr. Toom.
Another curative conquest performed by us, the most humblest of healers.
Yes, Dr. Toom. Right. Well, folks, we came before you today offering our treatments and cures because we see a country in crisis. We must heal you in order to heal the nation. Women with opinions and careers and lives are tearing at the fabric of society, and they don't even have the skill set to sew it back together.
Yes, folks, now is the time to buy our cures before some other patriot beats you to it. Why, you'll save money in the long runs and show those anti-capitalist feminists what it means to be an American citizen in the 19th, I mean the 21st century.
Yes, folks, so make your mark and take a stand. Treat what ails you with Doctors Womb and Tomb, and the world is a better place.
Act now and buy our wares before it's too